Greetings, beloveds. Welcome to Muse and Magic 1111. Thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into your twin flame journey. Don't mind my hair. I just washed and blow dried it out, and I haven't quite had time to do it. But I do feel called to do this reading, and so I'll get to my hair after that. Duty calls. Yeah, so let's just kind of get into it. You guys know what time it is. If you've seen any of my prior readings, you know that I always start off with the healing and a song. I do have your song ready right here, and we're going to go ahead and do, what do you want to do, Spirit? I've been kind of foregoing the healings because my thought is just to do separate videos specifically for healing, so that would just kind of be its own thing, and you guys can look for that. As I post them, and there'll be chakra balancings or, various chakras we'll be working on individually. There'll also be very specific things just for specific ailments or specific pains or areas of the body. So I am working on a series for that, so stay tuned. And many other things in the Mad Lab. So as I start rolling them out, you guys will definitely know about those things. Okay, so right here we're going to get into it. You know, this song, I've been stumbling across a lot of new. They're not. I can't say that they're new artists, but artists that I'm just finding out about. And it's the wonderful thing about Apple Music or streaming, is that you can listen to something and then it'll just kind of, or Pandora, it'll kind of pop other artists up on your it'll kind of integrate other artists, and then you just stumble upon these gems. You know what I mean? And so this particular song is actually called Butterflies, and it's by Isaiah Falls and Joyce Rice. Isaiah Falls is the actual artist, but he's accompanied by Joyce Rice. And again, it's called Butterflies. These songs are typically messages from universe to you, or from your significant other to you, whoever you're thinking about. And I am going to ask you that while you're listening to this song, just think about a person. Think about your person. Think about any questions you would like to know the answers to. And I am a believer that, Spirit is always speaking to us. I believe in telepathy. So, I just know that if you do that, then your answers will come in this reading. Okay, just trust in that. And unfortunately, I don't really know. Sometimes the music comes through clear, and sometimes it's a little wonky. I don't know. So I'm going to turn it down low, and hopefully that'll help it come through a little bit clearer for you on your end. But if not, I've given you the title of the song and the artist, so you can go check it out for yourself on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, whatever, your streaming favorite. Okay. So Isaiah Falls, Butterflies. Okay. So let's just get into it, guys. I just want to kind of get into the general energies right now, for you. Um, I didn't particularly put a specific um, sign on this reading because this is just a general reading, and if you have stumbled upon it, then this reading is for you. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, we have throne. So of course this represents an authoritative figure as someone of power and authority. Okay, or someone in a position of power and authority. I have gavel here, which, obviously is some type of court or issue situation with the law, involving the law. Now, the thing is here, with the basket card, there is a, reward for merit here. There is some type of recognition here. I don't know why I want to almost say like some kind of recognition of the truth. And I say that because the eagle is about a triumph over troubles. Okay, someone just, overcoming obstacles here and some type of triumph. So maybe there's triumph over whatever this situation with the law or seriousness or judgment situation, has been. This may be involving a younger person, a younger man specifically and particularly. I'm going to say someone with dark hair, maybe even long hair, but someone who's younger. If you are a masculine, maybe you're younger in this situation. Um, Maybe this could be involving a younger man in your life as far as the gavel, the throne, the law, right? Some type of a law situation, or um yeah, because maybe you're that figure, authoritative figure in this young person's life. Who knows? Take it as it resonates, I guess. And then you have yeah, so at this point, looks like you're going to be, someone at least is going to be playing a different role. Okay. So there is some type of compliment. Maybe someone is complimenting you for even being in this role, or complimenting you for the role that you've played. But there's some type of compliment coming in here, from an admirer. Um, and I almost want to say, I almost want to say, beware of vultures. The bloodsuckers, right? Um, and this is just, feeling maybe that, or knowing that there is someone, feeling like, or knowing that there is some type of energy that's against you, someone who's against you. This is a representative of the vulture, right? Now, sometimes the vulture that exists in our life is our own anxiety, the pressures that we put upon ourselves, our own disappointments in ourselves. You know what I mean? Um, And maybe here this is really just kind of indicative of a little bit of depression. You know, I can't tell you how many people who I never had thought, would ever utter the words depressed or depression out of their mouths, have been turning up with this kind of, yeah, kind of like this depressing slash kind of depressed energy, or admitting to just having been depressed, very kind of to themselves, because I've just been going through something and I just feel really down and depressed. So it's kind of interesting. But this is death to a situation. Maybe it's just the ending to this whole situation with the law, or this court situation, or um, whatever the involvement with it is. um, could be death to this role, and that's why you're stepping into a new role. So death of an old role, coming into a new role, changing roles here. But we have the casket, so this is definitely some type of, um, someone basically going out of your life, or the end of a situation. So if there was maybe something lingering, and there was just the judgment was out, the jury was out on it, someone's going out of your life, be it your decision or their decision, but someone is going out. Someone's left the building. You know what I mean? Someone has hit the gavel on the thing. That's the final judgment. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Um, I feel like this has been like a very slow process, right? Very long coming process with the camel, because camels to me, I mean, I know they don't necessarily move so slow, but every time we see them, it just seems like they're just taking their time. You know what I mean? But they also represent perseverance. Okay. Um, so yeah, and this is a overcoming. That's what this means. This is some type of a perseverance, or persevere, and you will definitely overcome your problems. June is a very significant time right now. I don't know if this was something that came up in June and something that's been happening since June. So there's just kind of been this back and forth, or this residual energy, or this maybe even stagnancy around this situation. Or maybe this is just, like, hey, some months from now, um, you know what I'm saying? And by the time June rolls around, um, then maybe that's when there will be some relief here. That's when there will, I don't know. I gotta like, so there's a couple things. Maybe there's someone, you have an angel that's helping you in this situation. And maybe this angel has a June birthday or passed away in June or something like that. June is just very significant here for someone. Maybe you're a June birthday, or the person that you're dealing with has a June birthday, or this young man in the situation's birthday. Maybe, again, like I said, this whole situation with the law came about somewhere in or around June. Okay, July, August, September. So it's only 3 months ago. But again, this is, yeah, because this talks about hidden secrets, and hidden secrets will harm you. So someone has some type of truth that maybe they have not shared, or haven't really told, or come forth and been honest with, and it's eating away at you. It's killing you, literally. Okay? Ooh, I just kind of want to, I don't know, I just kind of want to get into that a little bit more. What's going on? What is June significant? Why is June significant? Yeah, I guess maybe June was kind of yeah, so maybe there was some type of problems, right? Some type of temporary problematic situation that happened in June. I see clouds and fog and fogginess. Maybe there wasn't any clarity in a situation. Um, someone lowered their standards. Someone lowered their standards. This card just so wants to pop out. So this is about situations and the balance that requires some type of, some type of very careful. I don't know why I see like a box that says handle with care. Some type of careful handling, right? So this is a very sensitive situation, I guess. You know what I mean? Um, so what is this hidden secrets about? Wow, this card just wants to pop right out. Disappointment. Disappointment in some affair. Okay. Um, someone new entering your life. So maybe this is a literal affair of sorts, or an affair could just mean, even if you're not married, it could just mean like a third party situation. You were dealing with more than one person or multiple people. There was some type of disappointment here. There was some type of non-truth, or just, just something being held on to, secrets being held on to. And when this person who was new, this new person kind of entered, I don't know why I feel like the scissors are kind of like a severance, though. You know what I mean? Like, And this just says you should accept valid criticism. Because maybe really what's going on here is you're like the common denominator in some type of a cyclical thing that's going on. You know what I mean? Like a cycle. I do not know why I'm forced to say that, but I just feel like I am. Let's pull just a couple more of these cards. So this is spiritual awareness, enlightenment, and understanding. So I just think the light bulb has come on. Ding! That's what I see. Ding! You know, like the light bulb has come on in someone's life, in someone's mind, in someone's, like you're coming online, you're going a little bit deeper into yourself and you're awakening on some level. And I think this is really due to the fact that all the things that have taken place in the last few months. I don't know why I want to say 8 to 10 months, maybe something like that. I do not know why I want to say that, but I do. And maybe even since June, there was something, you know, something that was literally like a flag. It was kind of trying to get your attention. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Uh-oh. At this time, you just want to be careful. You don't really want to take risk. You just want to handle with care. I don't know why. I just keep seeing that handle with care, that box coming in with all of the tape and all of the signs saying handle with care. Um, and why do I see this tankard, which means celebration, fun, and enjoyment, and then I also see love. Let's clarify that. What's going on with that piece? What's going on with this love and this celebration? I almost feel like I need to get a different deck out for this. Uh-uh. So this is dealings with the relationship to a specific person. Right here, this is a man, possibly with, I'm gonna say older because it looks like this. I see silver streaks or white. You know what I'm saying? So whether that's you, viewer, or your person, like there's this. I don't know. Tell me, Spirit, what's going on with this? Yeah, so more or less, this is heartache over what you no longer have. So either someone has heartache over love they don't have with this silver-haired man or gray-haired man or salt and pepper-haired man, or this salt and pepper-haired man is stressing a little bit and just in a little heartbroken over a love that they no longer have. And this was true love. This was real love. You know what I mean? This is real love. This was something that represented fun and enjoyment, right? And I don't know why I feel like maybe your coins weren't right at this time. Maybe something something was going on with your coins. And that could have been, I know sometimes that, especially if you're a masculine, women don't really have this problem as much because, by us being feminine, we are typically in the nurturer energy. And because if we attract men in our lives that are, you know, you know what I mean, that are in their true masculine energy, then typically they'll want to come and help and help take care, help. add to us, help us in the financial piece. You know what I mean? Um, whether it's with financial growth, whether it's with, hey, don't worry about it, I got you, like financial security and stability, or whether it's with financial, um, I almost want to say like not competency, but like just financial wisdom and knowledge of sorts, okay? And but for men, if your bag ain't right, you know what I'm saying? If your coins ain't together, um, I know my experience being that if a man's coins are not together, he's a little reluctant, you know what I mean, to commit, reluctant to really dive deep into love because he doesn't feel, I'm imagining he just doesn't feel very competent. You know that coming into a situation where you're joining with a woman or a woman and her family or joining with a woman to create your own family, like you really want your coins to be right. You know what I'm saying? Um, you don't really like not knowing what the future holds in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like you like knowing that okay, I'm stable here. I got my shit together. And so if I go ahead and do this, I can afford it. It's gonna be cool. I can, you know what I mean, or whatever. I can take care of my babe. I can whatever. And I'm not a guy. I just know that that's kind of the conversations I've had. You know what I'm saying with the masculine or masculine friends. Like, hey, if my shit ain't right, I ain't really. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really feeling secure. You know what I mean? In many ways. So I don't know, but that's take that, how it resonates. And let's just kind of get into some uh, other messages here. I'm going to go ahead and see what's the T. Hmm. This keeps popping out. This is so crazy. So someone here is numbing, self-medicating, maybe, again, I say with numbing vices. So that could be alcohol, it could be just dumbing out by scrolling or TV or whatever. It could be smoking, vaping, just whatever. But somebody is numbing. Why? Why, spirit? Why? Yeah, this is, about something that, maybe you considered a fling or a hookup, but this was like friends with benefits and it was non-committal. And so, why do I just feel like, I don't even know if there's a card in here that's about reminiscing, but why do I feel that I get like that's the energy of this whole situation? Roller coaster, full of highs and lows, off and on again, kind of hot and cold. Um, So I just feel like I want to just say there was just kind of this unknown energy because there was not a commitment here. A lot of unknowns. And then there's a very sexual, kinky kind of a relationship. There was chemistry. It was sexy. This is like your fantasy person. Someone you could explore with. It was hot. Like I said, it was chemistry. You can't make this shit up. Chemistry. Yeah, it was passionate. Things were heating up. So what happened? Oh, this just gonna pop out anyways, huh? Somebody was flexing, prideful, conceited, flashy, boastful. So maybe, under all of this, somebody was just really feeling themselves. And again, this is money. This is for show. You know, this is for show. Even though I feel like it was the okay. Yeah, somebody was just prideful. That's the main thing. You know, somebody was prideful and and then it just got unpredictable. Like intentions were unpredictable. Somebody ended up being very flighty. And then this was like a temporary option. Somebody treated someone else like a temporary option and flee. They flew the coop. And really, I believe it was just because of pride, excuse me. Yeah, they were doing too much. Excessive, overly indulging, greedy. This whole thing is getting on my nerves. I'm about to get out of this deck right now because this energy is just like, wow. Yeah. But this is someone who was irresistible, who was you're physically attracted to, or they were physically attractive, or whoever, I don't know, whichever end of this you're on. And then, someone with major sex appeal. So, I mean, there you have it. There was just a lot of, I don't know, it's just interesting energy here. So, what is universe advice for you, viewer? What is the advice for you now? Advice is that you're just going too fast, you're thinking too fast, thinking too hard, thinking too long, thinking too much. Slow down. That's the advice. Okay. Um, Something about, by the next full moon. And let me just see. Let me just check because I have not been very much in tune. I'm just kind of getting back to groundedness my own self because I've been jet setting quite a bit. And if you're taking flight all of the time, you're obviously not grounded, right? My feet were not on the ground, literally and figuratively speaking. So, where are we right now? We're at the 6th. Wow, that's so interesting. I just had not even paid attention. So tomorrow is the full moon. And the full moon is in Pisces, right? So, with that being said, tomorrow is significant, clearly, okay? But this is a time for you to slow down. You've been going way too fast. Someone to slow down. You've been moving too fast. Getting grounded, um, you know, and somewhere along spring could be someone could have a spring birthday. You know what I'm saying? This could be March, April. This could be Aries. This could be Aries, Taurus, something like that type energy. I don't know. Um, I don't know what's going to happen. What's going to happen? What do we need to know about this time? What do we need to know about April? I almost forgot because November is coming around and there's something significant about November. it's almost like my angels, your angels want me to let you know that you're protected. Okay. You're very protected. You're protected from harm. Um, and that there is some type of spiritual guidance that is trying to come in for you. Something significant is definitely going to be happening in November, this November, and that's not very far away. So, what should we know about November, Spirit? Um, what do we need to know about November? I guess November, something has been pushed back. Timing has been pushed back because due to blockages. So maybe November is a time where we can kind of release or see a relief in these blockages. Okay. And I don't know why. Oh, okay. Anything else we need to know about November? Whoa. Uh-oh. Whoa. Be careful, because, man, somebody might be pregnant or be getting pregnant. Like, you might be trying to get somebody pregnant, or you might be allowing someone to get you pregnant if you're a feminine. Like, that's November's energy. Um, ooh, I almost feel like there's like this thing, makeup sex, right? Um, so interesting. And what do we need to know about April? Whoa. Yeah, I guess someone's going to be trying to finesse their way back, trying to butter up to someone here, come spring, by spring. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny because I literally just said makeup sex, and here we have booty call, beck and call, um, sexual invitation, all about sex. However, that's not really going to work though, for this situation, because it seems like that's kind of what's gotten uh, this situation off track in the first place, right? Just kind of this, remember what came up, this inconsistency, or just kind of a not knowing, um, non-commitment or whatever. So could be someone who might just want to try and see if they can come back in for the sex because that's what they miss, or they feel like that's how they have to come at a situation, like they can't show that they want to be committed. Remember, because that pride kind of got in the way. Um, but whether whoever this is and whoever this is for, whether you are in the energy of knowing that you're the person that's going through all of this, or whether you're the person um who got away, you know what I mean, or the you know um whether you're the flexer or the flexed upon, you know what I'm saying. um at the end of the day, you know how this resonates with you. But moving forward, it really looks like everyone needs to be out of their ego. Everyone needs to let down their pride. Everyone needs to find or have or come to some type of clarity on what this situation is. Okay? Um, because someone has already been through a lot. Someone has been through some type of a law involved situation, like some type of a legal situation or whatever. Someone has already walked away or had a death of a situation. And sometimes the death is not even necessarily outside of ourselves with the relationships to people outside of us. Sometimes that death is within, just leaving old shit behind. And these sisters just keep staring at me like they keep popping out to me like severing ties, even though this is about disappointment and some type of an affair, right? But that is due to the fact that secrets can harm you. Hidden secrets can harm you. So someone just really needs to own up, be honest, be truthful, be honorable and integral. That's just what comes up for me, especially since it's sitting next to the throne and the gavel and this stuff about, law. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to get into the messages from your person. Wherever you're thinking about what messages they have specifically for you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I feel like there's some type of reunion that might be happening, possibly. And I keep hearing Shantae Moore. That song she was so popular for. Now that love is taking over. I think that's what it's called. Now that love's taking over me. What do I do now? Now that love's taking over. I'm trying to remember the words, forgive me. But yeah. So yeah. You know, I feel like I want to say buckle up, buttercup. You know what I mean? You could be in for quite the ride. So what are the messages? Let's see what the dark confessions are from your person. From your person to you, or you to your person. You just have to take it how it resonates, because you know, you could be the runner in this situation, the avoidant. You could be the, you know, the it's difficult for me to process my emotions. I am not available right now. And this is really just kind of congruent with this whole reading. You know, someone just being very much in their pride, holding on to secrets, like those hidden secrets that's killing them, killing their soul. And the disappointment of them not being able to be in connection, in this connection. And yet and still pridefully, it's too difficult. You know, I'll take it to my grave almost. Like, it's so stubborn, right? It's difficult for me to process my emotions. I am not available right now. This person has a lot of regrets, you know, that keep them from moving forward with you or anyone, to be honest. Even if they're in a situation with the sneaky link, or maybe they treated you like the sneaky link, whatever it is, they still are not in the situation with ease because their mind is constantly thinking about you. I have many regrets that keep me from moving forward. There are feelings of anger inside me that I need to release before I explode. I bet someone should be mad at themselves for playing games, right? I have lost all control of my life. I keep messing up. And lastly, my mask keeps me safe. I need to fake my feelings. That's deep. You like, I have never pulled these cards in the length of the time I've used them. So they were supposed to come out tonight for such a time as this. That is, wow. I don't know why this just wanted to pop out. We are living two separate lives. Yeah. So, lastly, I'm just going to go over this love oracle deck. So what are the messages of love they want to tell you, or that you need to hear, or that you need to say? Maybe it's what you need to say. We will always come back to each other. Reunion. Well, that might be what that November or that spring was about, right? I wasn't happy with the way things were going. And sometimes that can mean for people they weren't really happy. You know, they weren't happy because they wanted more. They wanted it to, you know, whatever. But how can anyone know how to deal with that? How can you know if there could have been more if you never voiced it? If you were so prideful, if you were always hiding your feelings? Because people tend to mirror us, right? You get what you give sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So very interesting that will come up. Reciprocity. I want to have equal give and take. I felt like you didn't care. I have never felt a passion this intense. And sometimes when people feel like you don't care, it's not so much that they believe you don't give a fuck, but it's that you don't care about there being a deeper connection. You don't care whether we're together or not, you know. Because remember that card came up as if it was like booty call or like, you know, friends with benefits, right? I don't think he wanted more than that. I don't know why I feel that. It's just ugh, like I gotta throw up these words. It's just coming out. So let's pull one more. Missed opportunity. I didn't act when I should have. Damn. Mm-mm-mm. In bottom of the deck is conversation. I want to call you and hear your voice. Okay. So we're going to end this here. I think that was enough said. I didn't know this was going to kind of turn into more of a relational read. I was like just doing a general, but it seems like there's a lot going on, a lot to process, a lot that's going on. And I'm recording. I'll be out in a second. Yes, I can't. I'm recording. Okay, so okay, thank you. So, with that being said, you know, y'all know how it goes down. Every time I'm recording, there's gonna be some type of interruption, but that's Mom Duke's bringing the food home, so I appreciate her so much. And it just kind of reminds me there's always like everything is a part of the reading. And I think that this is someone who, to be honest, you know, just misses or you miss, you know, the connection um, coming together and just really just being in a space of being able to, you know, order food, um, you know, Netflix and chill, if you will. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what that even means. You know what I'm saying? I do and I don't. I'm just saying I don't use that. I feel like that's like young people shit. And I really, you know, I actually like vibing with people. So when I think about, you know, spending time with someone and being very present, you know, yes, watching movies and all of the things and door dashing if we must, you know what I'm saying, if we don't feel like going out. But I think this is, you know, someone who really kind of just misses that and misses the interruption of you. You coming and interrupting their life and knocking on their door, you know, every time they're home. You know what I'm saying? You knocking to come over or knocking to bring the food or knocking to, you know what I'm saying? So this is, I don't know, like I said, I just, everything's a part of the reading. And so there are no mistakes, no happenstances. That's all I can say. Okay. Uh, So with that being said, you guys, that's it. We're going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I enjoy reading for you. And until next time, remember that love is the highest vibration of all. It's not something that we fall for or fall into. You know, it's what we rise to. It's a vibration. Okay. And all you're getting get understanding, or excuse me, understanding. And until next time, I wish you optimal levels of health, wealth, wholeness, and abundance. Love you.